Hey YouTube, it's Kiefer again with Lemonade Cheap Customs. Today we're going to get into some updates on the truck. Reason why we haven't been posting very much is because I had some warranty issues with injector lines. I got a different set on there now, and everything's good. The truck's runnable. So now we're going to get into the actual turbo that will be going on to the truck. What we're doing here is I actually have an HE 351 VE. This turbo came off of a 6.7 Cummins. This one that I picked up was off of a Freightliner truck, so it has a second gen style compressor housing, which should work for all my piping. And then to control the turbo, I got a standalone controller here that I got to wire in. If you guys are interested in this kind of setup, definitely recommend looking up this little black box. It's about 500 bucks. It's a really great little product. It's Bluetooth enabled, so you can actually do custom tuning with your phone on Android devices. The turbo, it's not in its final form. Eventually it will be getting an upgraded compressor wheel and turbine wheel. I actually have them. I just haven't had a chance or the time to go and get the compressor housing machined and the other parts of the turbo machined. So that'll be coming later on. For now, I kind of just want to get it onto the truck so I can play with it and get everything all situated and it wired in and plumbed in. To make the turbo work with the manifold, I got an adapter kit to adapt the turbo from the different flanges. It's not the greatest solution, but it should work. And then, so yeah, I got a bunch of cleaning to do, a bunch of plumbing and wiring and stuff. So first up, I guess I'm gonna start by getting the old turbo off the engine here, and yeah, we'll go from there. Have the turbo off now. I had to fight with getting out the exhaust manifold studs, but a little heat and some penetrating fluid and a stud remover, I was able to work them out. So now I'm going to work on getting the exhaust housing for the VGT turbo adapted onto the manifold, and then after that it'll be doing some modifications to the turbo center section for coolant ports. I gotta drill out the holes and tap them to 3/8 pipe thread. That way I can just use brass barb fittings, and then I will plumb in the coolant lines to the turbo, and I can mount the center section, and then the compressor housing and the oil feed and oil return, and the turbo will be mounted, and then it'll just be on to the process of building the harness and wiring in the standalone controller. So I'll keep you posted. Quick update on the progress of the turbo install. I have the turbo mounted to the manifold. I've got the oil drain done for the turbo. Had to make some modifications. I'm currently in the process of modifying my piping for my intake, as it is slightly different. So I just had to shorten up a pipe and rearrange some of the tubing and hose clamps. Next up will be to get coolant from the engine to the turbocharger and then return it. And then once that is done, I gotta rework my downpipe for the exhaust, and then I can go on to actually wiring in the turbo and getting her running. So yeah, we'll keep you up to date. So some bad news on the build. Having actuator issues. I need to get a new actuator for the turbo. So in the meantime, this is gonna have to come off, and I'm gonna have to switch it up to plan B, just because right now I can't afford to buy an actuator. So what I'm gonna do eventually is this turbo will get a new actuator and be put onto the truck, but I think I'm gonna wait a little bit and take the turbo down to a turbo shop and get them to machine it for the larger compressor and turbine wheel, and I'll also get a new actuator put on it at the same time. That way the next time I go to do this, it's ready to go. The hard part's done, really, I guess, with mounting it and the piping and everything, so and wiring. So at least, I mean, that's looking at the positive. I'm a little disappointed, as I wanted to play with it and show you guys a dyno with this turbo on the truck, but things just aren't going to work out.
It's okay though.
How fast can you disconnect it?
I'm not worried about it.
Jump up there and pull it off there.